Now, today, for our Humble Chats segment this afternoon, we are joined in studio by 22-year-old Celine Lee-Lo, a proud Samoan born and raised in Auckland. Celine is the current New Zealand Elite 80 plus kg amateur boxing champion, a three-time national champion, and recently claimed gold in London after defeating the top-ranked boxers from England and Iulai, Ireland. She is joining us in studio today to have a talk about her career, her boxing career, but more importantly, upcoming in September this year is the World Boxing Championships happening in Europe. She is preparing for that, as well as she's got a bit of a fundraiser going on to help get her over for those World Boxing Championships. So we'll find out a little bit more about that after this, but it is my great honour to welcome on the show this afternoon Talofa Lava Celine.
Talofa Lava.
Thank you for making the time, as well as at such short notice, to be with us on this show. It's great to have you with us. Look, as we do with all our guests, before we get into the business side of Aotearoa this afternoon, to Watuleva Noa, to introduce yourself. Who is Celine? Where are you from? Who do you represent? What are your villages? Your favourite colour? No, I'm just kidding. All of that good stuff. Malanganga whāloa.
Yeah, Talofa Lava. My name is Celine Lee-Lo. I'm 22 years old. I'm proud and fully Samoan. I come from the villages of Vailima in Upolu and Falealupo in Savaii. And I box out of Pacific Boxing Academy based in South Auckland, Otahu.
Let's go. I love that. We've got a. I'm still trying to come to terms with the fact we've got a champion in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for making the time. Look, let's get straight into it. Growing up in as a young Samoan here in Okilani, tell us about your upbringing. What was that like? What was little Celine like growing up? Was she also a budding boxer, or what did you want to be growing up?
No, I actually wasn't a boxer when I was younger. My first sport that I picked up was netball. So I played the female sports that everyone sees as for females. I played netball growing up. I come from a family of 7. My parents are Nora and Dan, the eldest of 5 kids. So yeah, growing up boxing was never in the picture until I started at 16 years old.
Yeah. Did you want to be a netball player in those younger years? Was that a goal?
I like to think I was good at it, but my mom would say otherwise, so I kind of dropped that in year 10.
Right.
So I didn't play netball after that. I tried to find a sport after that, and Dad found Pacific Boxing, which is 5 minutes away from home.
Cool.
And that's where it all started.
Are you from a sporting family? Is Dad was he a boxer back in the day, or was Mum
No, Dad wasn't a boxer. He was a rugby player,
nice.
But he didn't box. But I have an uncle who boxes, and another uncle plays rugby. So they're the two that are currently athletes in our family.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Being the eldest of 5, what was that like growing up?
It comes with a lot of responsibilities.
Of course.
Yeah, being the eldest, all the eyes are on you, of how you act and how you portray yourself, I guess, in home and out of home. So, yeah, but it's also rewarding. It's rewarding to be the eldest. Yeah, really grateful for my little siblings. Yeah.
How little are they, in terms of, numbers-wise, coming down the line from you?
So the one under me is 22. She's my first cousin, but she's basically my sister, so we're raised up together. And then my sister is 19, and my 2 younger brothers are 16 and 15.
So all young adults.
Yeah.
Very nice. You've been boxing since you were 16. You have an uncle that is in the sport as well. And obviously Dad taking you to the gym to box. What else was the kind of catalyst behind you coming into boxing?
So when I started, it was quite hard to, boxing was a sport that was more male dominated. So you wouldn't see much Pacific Islander females coming through or sticking with the boxing, just because of like walking into the environment can kind of be quite intimidating with just males and young boys just all training. So I guess the push was just wanting to challenge myself and to see how far I could get in boxing. Also being young, 16, South Auckland, was just something that I wanted to test out and see how good I could be at it.
Did you at any point in those younger years think, man, one day, like, did it ever cross your mind, or like ever fathom one day I'm going to be a champ? Did that ever cross your mind, like, when you were first starting off?
When I was first starting off, I think the main goal was just being consistent, turning up to training. After that, I kind of realized I'm not that bad. I can throw a punch, I can move, and I had like a really good coach who believed in me. So it was basically from then on, I was like, I think I can one day represent. And yeah.
You mentioned, there aren't many Pacific women who are in the sport. Are there any that you know of that have been or are currently in the sport that you kind of look up to as, a role model or a leader that you emulate?
Currently, so I've had a teammate. Her name's Ali. She's someone I look up to. She's been boxing. She fights at 75 and 80 kgs. So we recently, 2 years ago, went over to India for the Women's World Champs, and we're roomies. So I looked up to her a lot. She's Samoan. She's a great boxer. So yeah, she's great.
Tell us about London and winning gold in London. Tell us about that competition and what the feeling was, coming out on top.
So London was a trip that was planned the year before. So London, the tournament is called the Haringey Box Cup. It was taking place in June of 2024. My boxing team, Pacific Boxing Academy, and my coach, Jeff Elia, we saved up and kind of fundraised starting the end of 2023 with the goal to make it over to London. And then we got over there to London. This is a tournament where it's all top Europe teams coming through. So there's a lot of really good quality boxing over there. And we wanted to experience it and to get that international experience of boxing.
Of course.
And so I went over competing in the 80 plus kgs category. I had 2 Irelands in my category. They were both the number 1 and number 2 for Ireland. And I also had the England champ. So she was number 1 in England, and it was her home that we were boxing in. So it was quite a big thing, me coming in as like the underdog, I guess.
It's always tough, heavy, fighting the hometown.
No one really knows me. I'm from New Zealand, small country. So I went over with just like, I trained really hard for that tournament, and I went over with the same goal to win gold. And so in the first round, it was straight semi-finals. I had England, and I won against her by unanimous. And then I had finals with the Ireland number 1, and I won against her. So I got the gold over in London. And
how would what were their reactions? Obviously, you would have been stoked. But for them, it's their home crowd, like it's their hood. Like, were they like salty afterwards, or like is it all good? Like the camaraderie there, like what was that like?
I guess like that's the sport of boxing. Like you win and you lose, but I think I couldn't really pay attention to their reaction because I had my family in the crowd and my coach, and I was just kind of full of excitement and really happy to get the gold.
That's aside from boxing, you also you juggle part-time work. As well as study. You're currently studying at the University of Auckland. Tell us about that side of Celine. What are you currently studying at Auckland?
So I'm studying a Bachelor of Arts in Auckland Uni. I'm doing a double major in criminology and sociology. So I'm just finishing off my degree. There's been a lot of back and forth with school, part-time, full-time. I've had like a full-on past 3 years with boxing. So yeah, it's just like trying to get all my schedule in line, but hopefully finishing my degree soon.
Yeah, how do you manage that? Because I mean, full-time study alone is a mission in itself, but then adding on the boxing and you still working as well, like
Yeah.
how do you juggle all of these things?
I see my parents every day,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're like the greatest example of like hard work.
Yeah.
So I guess just trying to like get in schedule, get my things online, and just knowing all the due dates for assignments so I can get everything in, and also like trying to ask for help if I need in any areas. But yeah, it's manageable if you just work on it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Just gotta do it.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it. Very nice. What does it mean for you to be able to be on the world stage? Obviously waving the flag for Aotearoa.
Yeah.
But also waving the flag for Samoa.
Yeah.
Like and who you are and you know, tell us about that. What does that mean to you and how does it make you, what goes through your mind when you're in that space and like, man, I'm repping these people, putting these, you know, these two countries on my back?
Yeah, it's a privilege and an honour to go out there and represent New Zealand, but also Samoa.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to be Samoan.
Yeah.
I've grown up with like the values and the like upbringing has always been in the Samoan way in my house.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful to be representing both my last name, my family.
Yeah.
My family support me very much in my boxing, so I'm grateful that I get a chance to represent them on the world stage.
I'm keen to I'm curious actually, because boxing is a sport where and especially in the grassroots level, and I know a lot of the team back home in Samoa, you know, funding a boxing career is not the easiest. But for many people, they don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to say, oh, it's expensive, but what exactly does the cost look like? The cost breakdown, like what are we paying for, and you know, what's always on your mind and your plate in terms of trying to fund this career?
Yeah. So boxing is fully self-funded. It's a sport that if you pick it up, you're gonna know what you're getting yourself into. So international trips, everything, accommodation, travel, also just like little things that help you become a better boxer, recovery, your meals, your nutrition, everything like counts and plays a part when you go into the ring. So it's really expensive to be a boxer, but it's also rewarding. So yeah, it's just basically funding for travel, accommodation, and just being able to go out into the world stage. Yeah.
Do you have to pay like fees for certain competitions, or is it just like show interest and there'd be like, or is it invitationals? Like what do these competitions look like?
So with the World Boxing Competition, this is their first tournament that they're having for their organization. So for them, the money part behind all of the boxing is kind of between them and Boxing New Zealand. So we just get told like in a formal letter how much we have to raise and everything like that. So I wouldn't be too sure the costs of the competitions. You mentioned like nutrition and recovery. I know every sports person in general has their own nutritional regime. I myself have my own. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a. Let's not go there with nutrition and regime. But recovery and nutrition for you, what does it look like, and then how do you, in a wider scope, how do you take care of yourself, both nutritionally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that? So with nutrition and recovery, because boxing is really expensive and everything is money cost, nutrition, I am my nutritionist. So I haven't actually gotten into that part of like seeking the professional help for nutrition and everything. I kind of come up with what works for me and what helps me perform best. So I've experienced and experimented a lot with food, trying to see what keeps my weight at a good weight. So
I know the feeling.
And with recovery, it's
Yeah.
also on me. Just turn up to the pools and go to the spa, sauna,
Nice.
or just anything that I know would help my body.
Yeah. What's the toughest thing? What's the biggest challenge for you at this stage of your career? Obviously, the financials can be difficult. Training can be tough. But that aside, what's the most challenging part of living the life of a boxer?
I guess the mental part of it can sometimes be the tough part.
Yeah.
Having to perform. There's a lot of eyes on you when you become the champ of your weight division.
Right.
You're expected to perform. You're expected to stay at that position. So winning fights and getting medals is quite expected of you.
Yep.
So I guess that's kind of the part where it can kind of tend to be hard a bit. But also because you don't want to let your family down or disappoint anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 10 years' time,
Yeah.
what is the trajectory look like? What is the bigger picture for Celine?
In 10 years' time, I guess with boxing, I still want to be involved in boxing. In 10 years' time, I'll be 32. Amateur boxing doesn't stop until you're 40. So maybe I still will be an amateur boxer, or I could go pro down the line. Looking at that, and also have a degree.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any idea of when, like, because every boxer's different about when they want to turn pro, right? Do you have like a fair idea of, or like an inkling of when this is the time? Like, should I go now? Should I wait a couple of years?
Yeah. For me currently, my goals with like boxing is to win gold at the big tournaments.
Right.
So currently my weight division isn't in the Commonwealth or the Olympics.
True.
I'm hoping one day it will be.
True. Why is that?
I'm not too sure. It's
That's
never been,
interesting.
it's never been in the Olympics or the Commonwealth. So the heaviest for females is 75 kgs.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can make it to 75 kgs.
You can do it.
But
You can do it.
but yeah, so yeah.
I mean, for anyone who is listening in, male or female, who is a budding boxer and was like, oh, maybe I want to give this a try, young or old, what would be the one key piece of advice you would give to them, something that's helped you in your journey to get to where you are now? If you could offer that advice to someone else who is thinking about it, what would that piece of advice be?
I think the most important thing picking up any sport would be to stay consistent, to turn up even on days where you find it hard or you don't want to go. Keep turning up. There's a purpose and there's a reason why you've been placed in that position. And I believe God's plan for you is much more greater if you continue to trust and just stay consistent.
Right.
So my advice to anyone wanting to box or to do any sport is just stay consistent and to keep training, train hard, and turn up. Yeah.
Mean, malo whawhtai. For all of our listeners and those who are tuning in this afternoon, Celine, as you've heard, is preparing for the World Boxing Championships in Europe in September. She is currently, she's launched a Give a Little page. If you are viewing on Facebook, that link is in the bio. You've heard how difficult it is. It's nutrition, it's flights, it's accommodation, it's training gears, it's everything. If you would like to support Celine in her journey to Europe in September, please click the link in the bio. I believe the goal currently is that we're trying to aim for 6K. I think on the Give a Little, I'm sure we can blow that out of the park. So please, if you are listening in, check out the link. Can we follow you on socials anywhere, sis?
Yes,
to follow
you can
the journey?
follow me on Instagram. I've started a new Instagram account to promote my boxing.
Let's go.
I've kept hidden for a few years now. So you can follow me on Instagram at C3 Line Lee-Lo.
Right, C3 Eline
N-E Lee-Lo.
That is on Instagram. You will find the link to the Give a Little. Whatever you can, let's help get our sis over to Europe. And yeah, get behind our champ. Before we go, any alofa'angas you want to make? Any shout outs to your family, team, whoever, maybe the team who drove you here today, if you want to shout them out too.
Yeah. Thank you. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has been supporting me on my journey to the World Champs. And even before that, before everything became big or I was competing internationally, my family, they were the ones who were turning up to fights. So I just want to say a big thank you to them also. And to my sponsor, Fit to Go, FTG. Thank you for sponsoring my trip over to the World Champs. My parents, my siblings, my great-grandma, my coach and my team back at Pacific Boxing Academy. Just want to thank them all.
Let's go. Look, Celine, it's been an absolute honour having you in studio with us today, and just hearing about your journey and the ups and the downs, and getting to know you a bit better has been amazing, sis. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
In preparations for September, and moving forward, we look forward to seeing you grow in the sport, and wish you all the best with your studies too.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, we look forward to catching up again soon. Manuia tele ia le aloa tumu whamoe moe a se tema. God bless.
Thank you.